And we are live. We are live. Yes, yes, we are live here at another episode of Agents in the Trenches, the space and the place where we are bringing frontline leaders together. And today, again, is super special. But today, we're just going to take it over the top because we have this incredible lineup of rock stars from the industry that are going to be coming to bring market spotlights, updates, the latest and greatest from their perspective and vantage point, what they're seeing happening. And as usual, I have Talia Miranda, who is my running partner. We have the queen of appraisals in Southwest Florida, Yanely Fernandez. We have someone that's going to be unpacking a powerful session talking about tax strategies and cost segregation, how to save money in your investments. Dan Boyd. We have a spot so special for Celebration Title with Jacqueline Arikape, who is a success partner with Celebration Title. And last but not least, and very important as well, we have Lauren Sanchez, who is a financial independent agent, and she's going to be talking about money. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Say hi. How you guys doing?
Hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Talia, how do you feel about this new season of Agents in the Trenches? It's really dynamic, isn't it?
I love it. It's just so valuable. I mean, to see all these amazing people come on and share their insight on what they're seeing and their expertise ultimately, right? So I love the different conversations, the different voices, and I'm super excited to hear from everyone today.
Yes. So who are we going to kick it off with first and foremost? I think we're going with the queen of appraisals from Dynamic Appraisals, right?
Yes. Let's bring Yanely up to the stage. How are you, Yanely?
Hello. How are you? Thank you for having me on here.
Yes.
All right. Yanely, you're going to give us your market update. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and share with us what, great news you have or what important updates you want to share with us.
News, good or bad, right? Let's hear it all. So my name is Yanely Fernandez. I am the CEO of Dynamic Appraisals. I've been in the real estate market for about 20 years. I've been doing appraisals for about 15. And we are at a change right now. The market has turned into a buyer's market from what we can tell. And I got some statistics for you guys. I think the most important statistics, the main ones that everyone is always asking about, are going to be towards the end. But I kind of broke it down into two. I broke it down into the Naples market and Lee County market, because even though they're within the border, they're very different markets. Right. So what are we seeing? For new listings, we went up actually, we increased 6.9% in the Naples market. In the Lee County market, we're actually down 2.4%. When it comes to median days on market, that matters because when you as an agent are going on a listing presentation and you're trying to figure out where your sale price is, this days on market matters to you a lot. So in the Naples market, we've increased 76%, which right now we're at 44 days on the market. We're also at 44 days on the market for Lee County. However, in the Lee County, the median days on market went 109%. So even though it's still 44 days on the market and it's increased greatly, it's still the same days on the market. The supply, we were very low on inventory for many, many years, for a long, long time. A healthy supply market, they say, is about 6 months. We've actually finally hit the healthy supply market. So in Naples, we're at 7.4 months, which increased 89%. That's huge. And in Lee County, we're at 6.7 months, which increased 81%. Okay, the list to sale price ratio, what is that? What price are you listing your properties and what price are you selling your properties? And that's important too. When you're listing your properties, you need to know, sellers, they want $1 million for a $200 house, but we need to be able to give them this information and tell them, listen, we want to sell at this, but we need to price it at this based on your area. Okay, so in Naples, we have actually gone down on the list to sale price ratio, which means prices are selling for less than they have been on the market. So in Naples, we're at 96% list to sale price ratio. Lee County, we went down very, very little, only 0.6%, but we're at 97% list to sale price ratio. So if you're listing a property at $100,000, based on these numbers, it's going to sell at $97,000. That's what that number means. Okay. Now, median price per square foot. This all includes residential condos. It includes the whole health of the market. If you want, this is like a macro information. If you want something more micro, more minimal, you can always contact me and we'll go over the numbers on a specific development and a specific area, because it does matter greatly. But when it comes to medium price per square foot, in Naples, we're at $364 a square foot. In Lee County, we're at $242 a square foot.
Wow.
That includes the land, that includes the whole improvement, that includes everything. Okay, so we're still, it's pretty healthy still. Now, the most important numbers, and I think the overall, I left it at the end on purpose. The most important things is, okay, what's happening with the numbers, right? When you look at the average sale price and the median sale price, they're completely different numbers. So what we as appraisers normally look at is the median sale price. That will kind of get rid of any outliers. So any multi-million-dollar properties, any like $100,000 properties, kind of what's in the middle. In Naples, we are, and we've increased 6.7%, which means we're still going up in price.
Wow.
And we're at $660,000. In Lee County, we've increased 1.5%, which most of us are thinking things are going down, but based on these numbers, they're not. We increased to $395,999. Now, something interesting that I think I'm seeing in the market, and like I said, I've been in the market for a long time, so I haven't seen this in a long time, is short sales and foreclosures. For a long time, I didn't see maybe 1 or 2 foreclosures, no short sales. Right now, we have a total of 10 short sales on the MLS.
Wow.
And we have 43 foreclosures.
Wow.
So all of these numbers are looking, yeah, I mean, it's huge. And we're looking at all these numbers and they all say positive things for a few numbers that I threw out there. But when you look at these foreclosures, that might mean a way where the market is going. So you do have, as a realtor, you do have to pay attention to all these numbers. Make sure in Naples, out of those 43 foreclosures, it was 9 of them. 24 in Lee County, and the rest were out of area foreclosures. So in Lee County, there's definitely a lot more foreclosures than in Naples. You have to make sure you take all this into consideration. And right now, it looks like the foreclosures are still being priced top dollar. I don't know if you guys remember back in the days, they were like the lowest, hanging ball on the tree. Now they're kind of being priced at what market value is. Now that might change in the next couple of months. With the interest rates going up a little bit, we're all expecting them to come down in the summer with all these new NAR laws. I mean, there's a lot of different things that is going to happen in the market. Yep. But I think that overall, this is a good structure to tell you kind of what's happening in both counties and what's important.
That's powerful. Kudos to Yanely, the queen of appraisals at Dynamic Appraisals. Oh my goodness, that is powerful information. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just from everything you dropped, all these incredible nuggets. Wasn't this powerful, Talia?
Yeah, it's nice to see that we're in a healthy supply market, right? So that's incredible.
And we're in a healthy supply market, but we are in one of the most rough waters that we have seen in the real estate industry when it comes to how we do business and what it's going to take to do business. That, I mean, I don't remember. I mean, literally, it's like the earth is shaking when it comes to real estate, but it's a great opportunity to level up. Yanely, thank you so much for that market spotlight. We're going to bring you back. I'm going to encourage everyone that is watching now or on replay to drop some questions. And next up, we have a market spotlight from, who do we have up next, Talia?
So next, we are going to bring our financial independent agent, Lauren Sanchez. Let's bring her up in the stage. Hi, Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Talia. Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. So bring us some, we just heard we have a healthy market, healthier market than we've seen, but we also know that we're facing some, rough waters, and a lot of the agents may not know how to bring, that financial perspective to their customers, helping them get into home ownership or helping them position themselves. Tell us a little bit about you, what you do, and give us your market update.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody. My name is Lauren Sanchez. I am a financial independent agent for a wealth education company. They love to educate, and their mission is to educate for the last 20 years, educate every U.S. citizen, every American, everyone in the Latino community, everyone how to organize their finances, how to get your finances in the right place, especially when it comes to home ownership, right? There's a lot of steps that have to be, taken into consideration before you want to take that big step of being a homeowner or even investing in real estate, right? So a lot of people don't know this, but right now we're seeing it's pretty rough for the American citizens, because right now there's 80% of people, and you might not know this, but 80% of American citizens have a problem with their credit or have some kind of debt. And right now, the average debt when it comes to mortgage or student loans are about at 100,000. So as you can see, there's a lot of Americans right now that have gone into debt, especially since COVID-19, from the pandemic to here. And I don't know what it is about the year 2024, but in 2024, we have seen an increase in our clientele and our customers that are looking to get their finances in the right place before home ownership. Because so many people this year, I can't tell you how many calls I've received saying they want to get their finances in the right place, get their credit score up, make sure those interest rates are low, make sure that they have the budget for it, that they have everything they need, that their debt to income ratio is in the right place before they can get even approved for a home loan. And the majority of them are wanting to buy a home. The majority of them want to invest in real estate. So I can't express really how important it is when it comes to real estate that your finances have to be in a very good place.
Wow.
Like I said, 8 out of 10 people have problem with their credit. A lot of people, there's actually a misconception out there when it comes to credit as well that I would like to let everybody know, is that the misconception for many, many years, I believe for the last decade or two, is that your credit score will decrease every time you check it. And although that's not true, but there is some partial truth to it when it comes to checking your credit score. So when somebody, like any other financial company or any other lender or even a car dealership, every time they run your credit report, your credit score will go down. It'll go down a couple points. It could go down even up to 80 points, and people don't know this. So especially when you're about to take the step to invest in real estate and buy a house, you want to make sure that you don't have those, I guess I would say, those huge loans hitting your credit, right? Because the majority, obviously with our customers that are buying houses in cash, they're good. But for the people that, the majority of people and families this year that are wanting to buy a house, they need to make sure that their debt to income ratio matches. So more than just credit and credit scores, we do a lot more than that. We help our customers how they can set up a budget plan, how they can do a debt payoff plan, how they can use these tools to be able to achieve those financial goals that they have, to be able to invest in real estate and in future assets.
Wow, that is powerful. 8 out of 10 people have issues with their credit, right? And then you're also saying that there is a wave of people wanting to kind of get smarter at what they do and how they do it when it comes to their finances. That's powerful.
Yeah, I can't tell you, the majority of my clients from the end of 2023 to now all want to have a home, all want to buy a home. So before they do that, they come to us for help on financial advice on what is it that they can do, what programs that they can get in to be able to get out of debt quicker, so that they're able to achieve those financial goals of investing in a property.
And I agree with you, Lauren. I believe that there is a new atmosphere when it comes to our finances. I think that we have realized that whatever we want to do in life, it's always going to be connected to our financial stability, to what we're doing with our credit, how we are managing our money. So that's all great information. Thank you so much for that market update. I'm going to ask you to stay till the end. We're going to do a recap with everyone. I wish I could stay here with each and every one of you so far and just go deeper, but I think that we are definitely driving some value to the market, which is what Agents in the Trenches is all about. and kind of igniting everyone's thought process. So keep dropping any questions that you may have. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate you stopping by. I'll see you in a little bit. And speaking of buying houses, right? And speaking of appraisals and speaking of getting your financial stability so you can make the American dream a reality, we can't buy a home without an amazing title partner. So who do we have up next?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and bring our success partner, Jacqueline. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much, Lucy and Talia. Thank you for having me. Hello out there in the Facebook world and space and YouTube, all of you. Yes, my name is Jacqueline Arikape with Celebration Title Group. And I saw that, I listened to Yanely give us such an amazing market update. So I want to just switch it a little bit and change the narrative a little bit for us, because I want to talk about something that I'm seeing an uptick in our industry and title, and that is with cyber crimes. So there has been a uptick in seller impersonation when it comes to selling homes, especially down in South and Southwest Florida, as well as wire fraud. So we have been in the forefront of trying to avoid these type of situations and putting practices in place at Celebration Title Group so that we are protecting all of our agents and customers that come in through our doors. In 2003, a cyber crime was reported every 28 seconds.
Wow.
So it is a serious situation. The FBI has a close eye on it. So, there's definitely good news with this and good practices that you can put in place. But speaking about the NAR situation that was touched on, and we're all, keeping our ears and eyes open to this situation. One of the things that the FBI is paying attention to closely right now is that with these buyers that may be unrepresented, they're going to be extremely vulnerable for fraudsters. So this is something that we want to start educating our agents on so that they can educate their customer base. And so we're going to be working on some FAQs and some general practices to be put in place so that everyone is being protected. The great thing about Celebration Title Group is that we offer a wire fraud protection. And interesting enough, it's not something that is required by the state, but it is something that we've had for years already, so that we're protecting everyone's escrow deposits as they come in. So I just wanted to kind of touch on that because it is something that we're seeing a lot. I know a lot of the agents working in Southwest Florida, have maybe run into a situation where there's a home for sale that is being misrepresented by a fraudster and saying that they are the seller. So I don't know if you've heard of that, Lucy, in your dealings, but it is very prevalent. We're seeing it. The FBI, like I said, is keeping a close tab on it. And the biggest thing to do is to report it. If you know something, if it feels a little fishy, report it to the title company. Let us know so that we can do the proper background checks and the things that need to be done so that everyone is protected. But I kind of wanted to just touch on that. Like I said, we do have some FAQs that are coming out, and I can send anyone who's interested in this topic, I can send them some talking points and some things to help protect themselves as well.
That is powerful. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is everything. And I believe that part of what we now need to bring to the table as real estate professionals is a higher level of value and knowledge so that our buyers and our sellers can really see that there's a reason why they must have our services, that we're worth every penny, right? And having great partners like yourself is so important. So hang out with us. We're going to do a recap at the end if people have questions. I would love for anyone that's watching, if they're interested in that resource that you're willing to share. I think we all need it. So by all means, share it with us or drop your emails or reach out to Jacqueline and say, hey, I watched you on Agents in the Trenches. Send me that. This is why we're here. So thank you so much, Jacqueline. We're going to bring you back in just a moment. And I really, really appreciate everything that you shared. Talia, this is what Agents in the Trenches is all about, is igniting the level of information, value that we are bringing to the marketplace and really delivering, thought-provoking information that's going to help every single real estate agent, every team leader, every broker, independently of the brand, the color, the logo that you represent. You know, we're here to make a difference in our community. And so I'm so excited of this new season and bringing all these rock stars together and just looking at them all on the big screen. What do you think?
Me too. I'm super excited. I mean, I just learned something new. Like we know that these stuff are happening, right? That people are unfortunately, you know, they're getting, and you know, the cyber, right? The cyber crimes and stuff like that. We know that this is happening, but to hear that every 28 seconds
Wow.
that someone is being a victim to cybercrime is crazy. I mean, and that's really important. I love that she shared that because, I mean, as a real estate agent, to be able to talk about that, right? Like you're saying, that's another proposition. So I love that. I'm super excited for this. You see, like we're all like learning from each other. Like this is what it's all about. So
we're bringing the fire, girl. And speaking of fire, because we want to keep this moving, because I know, you know, we've got a lot of people watching now, and we're going to have even more people watching on the replay. So listen, Agents in the Trenches, every Friday at noon, it's going to be a huge fireball of information. So up next, we have someone that we had the privilege of meeting just a couple of days ago, right? As I was on my hunt for connecting with frontline leaders and people that are bringing value, and what can we do? How can we do it? Because I know that this is the moment where we could level up and really build each other up. And so we have a very, very strategic person that's going to be talking to us about cost segregation. Yes, cost segregation and tax strategies for real estate investors. I mean, so let's not waste any time. Let's introduce our next speaker, and he has the spotlight for a little while here as well. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you so much. Hi, Talia. Hi, Lucy. It's so good to be here. I love sharing about cost segregation because when people learn about it, they feel like they just learned a kind of like this big secret, this big, almost like the code to really pulling a lot of value out of real estate. So
wow.
I love sharing about this because it's still not as well known as it should be. And
yes.
I'm gonna, if I can, I'll share my screen for a minute because I have an image that I think will help make this a little bit more.
Take it away. You have the spotlight, and we're so happy that you accepted this invitation to empower. So listen up, everyone that's here. Listen up, everyone that's behind in the green room. This applies to all of us, and it's so powerful to learn about it. That's why I said, Dan, please come and share this with our audience because this is what it's all about. So
you got it.
Go ahead.
So Talia, I just put an image there. Do you see that in there? Great. So let's take an example. Let's say somebody wants to buy a $435,000 home, or we'll just say the building value, right? So ordinarily, what cost segregation is about is helping increase cash flow, helping people pay less in taxes. Now, how does it do that? Well, we know that you are going to get taxed on your income. So if your income is this high, you're going to get taxed on that amount. If your income is this high, you're going to get taxed on this amount. So for investors to not be penalized, they really need to find ways to bring that taxable income down. We don't want them to make less money. We want them to make more. We just want them to have less taxable income. And so the normal way of doing that is depreciation. And so you get to write off just a little bit of depreciation every year. So with this home, this example, a typical investor would be able to write off about $15,000 in income, which that's great. Some people might say, wow, I don't have to pay taxes on $15,000 worth of income. But what if they have a lot more passive income than that? Or what if they have a lot more income that they want to knock down? Well, cost segregation allows you to take a much bigger write-off. And here's how we do it. So when you break down a property into the 5-year bucket, the 15-year bucket, and the 27-year bucket, all of a sudden you see these categories that you can write off much faster. And the general idea here is that things that wear out faster or that you could theoretically move, there's a tax benefit on that. So you'll see here things like lighting, your kitchen, your appliances, some of the specialty electrical, wall coverings. Those are in the 5-year category, which means you get to write those off much faster. Or if you look outside the home, you've got things like landscaping, maybe a pool. These are in the 15-year category. So now all of a sudden, rather than waiting to write all of this stuff off over the long 27.5 years, you get it right now, or at least in the very short term. So in the current tax scenario, if you bought this house and chose cost segregation, in the first year, you would be able to write off almost $100,000 in depreciation, which means you are not going to pay taxes on the first $100,000 in income. And so what can somebody do with that kind of tax savings? They can do repairs, they can do improvements. Maybe they want to invest and purchase another property. And then when they get that new property, they get to do cost segregation again. And so this really opens up a world of possibilities because people's cash flow increases and now they can spend money on things that are going to make them more money in the future. That's the kind of the big picture.
Powerful. When you shared that with me, I was like, more people need to know about this, because you said something, and listen up, everyone that's watching. Dan shared this with us, but then he said some magical words. He sprinkled it with that, like AI magic thing that they're talking about now, right? You said, as real estate agents, team leaders, and brokers, if you're going to be representing investors, you want to know about this as a leverage of education that you can share with them. And you know what? That was music to my ears, because we've got to change the narrative. We've got to bring, high level conversations for us to really level up in this market. Listen to me, what I'm telling you. I tell you, this is what it's going to take. Real estate agents, team leaders leading their people, and brokers leading their team leaders and agents to develop a stronger, more powerful conversation with the people they're serving. And so when you said, even if you're not an investor, but you're working with investors, you need to know about this, because that's going to break through the noise, right? Of every other realtor and what every other realtor, team leader, or broker is saying. It's like there's so much noise out there that the consumer is not able to identify who is going to be that rock star. And just knowing this is so powerful. So, and I loved, number one, I love that you brought that image, because, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and the way you broke it down. Anything else you want to share before we bring everyone else up for a recap and a little huddle?
Yeah, I would just say having this in your back pocket, because people might think, well, I'd love to buy this home, but I'm just going to have to pay so much in taxes that first year. I'm not going to make enough money. It's not going to be worth it. And so this could be the difference between a project making sense or not making sense. And so, and again, like you said, what separates us from the competition? It's the value we bring. We're showing them the same houses at the same prices as anyone else. But if we can add value in other ways, that's what really sets us apart as professionals. And so that's what I love sharing about this, because I feel like I give people one more arrow in their quiver that sets them apart.
I'm so happy we met. And I've got to say this, guys. Let me tell you, I love when I meet someone that is innovative. I love when I meet someone that just is an out-of-the-box thinker. And the way that you and I met is I got this email, and it talked about cost segregation. And I always say that success leaves clues, right? And I'm like, hold on, this is what I heard. And then I saw tax strategists, and I'm like, hold on, this is what I need. I reached out to you. I think I booked my appointment with you like at 6:30 in the morning while I was getting all my stuff ready. You said yes, and here we are. We definitely have to invite you to the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy, put on a boot camp that I'm working on, because this is the time to level up, Dan. Don't you agree?
Indeed, absolutely. Yeah, it's always the right time to invest in yourself. And the more you know, the more you can help your clients and add value. So I'm so glad we met, and I'm so glad that I got to be a part of the show today. Thank you so much, Tilly and Lucy.
We are more honored and happy than you are. Thank you so much for bringing that enlightening information. Tali, let's do a huddle. Let's bring all our friends back. Let's fill this, platform with all these incredible, like-minded frontline leaders. Wow. So how do you want to kick it off, Dalia? Dalia always comes up with some incredible questions or thoughts, and she's my compliment to what I do.
Thank you, Lucy. Well, no, first of all, I want to say, thank you all for shedding some light. The first thing I thought about was, I know everyone's talking about, NAR, right? And everything that's happening. And I think in this episode, we've been on for 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, how I saw this is that little by little, we started adding tools to people's tool belts, right? Lauren, you talked about credit and, the amount of well, you said 80% of Americans either, suffer from bad credit or has a bunch of debt. So, agents get informed about this, right? And then Yanely talked about the market and the numbers. We should know that as well. Jackie talked about, cybercrime. Like, what? Imagine coming into a conversation and be like, you need me because, listen, there's a bunch of people getting attacked by cybercrime right now, and I can help you avoid that. And then Dan, about the cost segregation and the tax specialist, that's also another thing that we can add to our tool belt. So in 30 minutes, we just got a whole bunch of things that we can present to our clients to position ourselves, and like Dan said, to really set yourself apart from the competition. So this was incredible. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Kudos to each of you. So let me ask you guys a question, and we'll go around the room. We'll go around, just speak out loud, interrupt each other. Let's make this kind of like our little talk show for the next, couple of minutes. Let's give it 5 minutes. What's the struggle you're seeing with agents? If you were in the shoes of the agents that you're seeing, what would you be doing? Because I think I want to bring some empathy to the conversation. So what are you seeing that is some do's and don'ts of, what you're watching out there? I mean, each and every one of you are seeing or talking or working with local real estate agents. So who wants to kick it off?
I'm going to take it because I wanted to mention this earlier when we were talking, and we talked about numbers and statistics and things like that, but we didn't talk about what that means to agents, right? So the longer days on market, that means we're back to what real estate used to be. You have to do more open houses. You have to do more marketing. You have to take professional pictures. Make sure there's no one in the pictures. Remember that's 89% of people first see their house online. That first picture matters a whole lot more than you think. The lighting in the pictures. Now you have to struggle more to sell one listing because now you're competing against a lot more properties because, like I said, the market is healthy now, right? So now you have a lot more competition. So to a listing agent, the market has shifted. It's getting harder to sell a listing. That's when price reductions can start happening, which we've seen a lot of that. And I didn't even touch on that, but as an agent, now you have to put a different hat on and be different, like Dan was saying, and give buyers and sellers a reason to use you and use it effectively. So in my opinion, now agents have to kind of think outside the box more and do more open houses and do more things that before, you would put a house on the market within 24 hours, you had 20 offers. Wow, that's awesome. That's not the market right now.
Nope.
So
we're not going to see that market for a while.
I know, and I'm seeing it more and more now. So to the agents out there, don't think you're not doing a good job. Just it's a different market, so you got to kind of evolve and change with it to be able to give your customers better results.
That's
kind of what I wanted to say.
Yes, I love that. Who else wants to chime in?
I want to say you touched on it pretty much, Talia, when you were talking about all of us being, together and providing this value that, that's I think the key for real estate agents. When I'm talking to real estate agents, one of the very first things I ask them is that who's your team? Who's your team of professionals that is backing you up? And if you don't have that, then I think that you're missing a huge part of the value that you can be providing to these customers, right? So you need to have an innovative team, a team that's going to back you up with anything that you need support with. That's who you need to be working with. And you need to work with reputable companies. And having these, a reputable title company or having a reputable lenders that have and offer a lot of different products for the consumer. You want to open your horizons and work with the best so that you are the resource that these people are coming to. You want to be that resource. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I always, talk to agents about. Like, that's the first thing. Who's your team? Show me your team, and I'm going to show you how successful you're about to be.
Boom. That's a mic drop right there. Lauren, how about yourself? You want to chime in and add anything?
Yes, most definitely. I guess the one thing I would say, just because you guys are doing such a good job with explaining this, but one thing I guess I would say to some of my friends that are also agents in the real estate industry, I always ask them, like, who are you working with so that you make sure that your clients or whoever they are, families or just, single people or younger people, a lot of them are dealing with them not being able to even get them approved for a home loan because of being low income or what they're going through, or they just have way too many debts, or they have delinquent accounts on their credit report or on their credit history that's affecting them from getting a better loan for a house. So I always tell them, I guess the one thing I would say to my realtor friends is try to educate yourself the best way you can with a reputable wealth education company like the one that I am with, to be able to help your clients better understand finances, understand their budgets, their income, their debt to income ratio, and kind of just educate them in that area. That way they can plan ahead. That way they can, take these next couple of months to say, okay, we want to buy a property this year. What are the steps? What are the actions that we're going to take to be able to meet those goals? How are we going to get there? So I guess that would be my one thing that I would say to my realtor friends is just educate yourself in the finance area, because it's so needed. It's so very needed. If you don't know money, you're not going to know everything else that you need. So that would be definitely the one thing I would say.
Excellent. How about you, Dan? What do you bring to the huddle?
Well, how am I going to top everything that's just been said? There's so much wisdom here. But I mean, really what it's coming down to is we want to give clients the experience that will make them feel valued and understood and appreciated. That's why they're going to choose to work with us. And, I just had a thought. If somebody took 30 minutes to meet with each one of the guests here, right? That's only 2 hours. In 2 hours, you could learn so much more about each of these areas so that you then have that to offer your clients. So, I think a good goal for people for the next 2 weeks is commit to spending 2 hours, just 2 hours more on learning about your craft. And you're going to have that much more to offer your clients. And they're going to know that, they're going to sense it. And they're going to realize they're working with a professional who takes their career seriously.
Wow.
I love that.
Big hand clap to all of you, each and every one of you, for bringing the fire, bringing the knowledge, bringing the, igniting everyone. We've had a lot of great people connected here with us today. I want to respect your time. I hope this is not the first and the last time that you join us here. Let's do it again. Let's continue to serve our community. Let's continue to be that differentiator, right? Opening up those conversations and shifting the narrative, being that lighthouse that we all need to be for those people that are out there that, they don't know what they don't know. I always say, we don't know what we don't know. Let's not forget where we came from, because we all came in at the bottom, right? And this is our time to serve. I really believe this is our time to serve our community, to utilize the resources that we've received throughout the years. Yes, we've made money. That's awesome. But I think we also have a responsibility to be that frontline leader that is touching lives, changing lives, and that's making an impact in the cities that we work, live, play. So thank you so much for you guys for being here. Dalia, take it away. We're going to close it out. But oh my gosh, this was so, so incredible.
Yes, I definitely really enjoyed it. So thank you guys so much for taking the time. We really appreciate it. And I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of good feedback in regards to this episode, because there was so much fire that was dropped. So thank you guys. And I just want to say, for everyone that's watching, we do this every Friday around this time from 12 to about 12:45. So stay tuned for the next episode. We'll be sharing the details early next week. And until then, you guys have a lovely weekend and take care. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
so
everyone.
much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.